So now that we understand the difference between rich and wealthy, we need to understand how much money we would need to support a wealthy lifestyle. The first mistake that many doctors like my father make is not knowing how much money it actually takes to live a wealthy lifestyle. If you go out onto the streets and you walk up to a random person, you say, "How much money do you need to be wealthy?" They're going to look at you cross-eyed. They're going to have absolutely no idea about what it would take. They're going to give you some answer, some fluffy answer about how they don't need that much, and life is all about the free things, or that they don't need. They're not that greedy. They don't really want to be wealthy. They're going to give you a nonsense answer. We're not going to give you a nonsense answer here. We're going to answer the question directly, and you're going to understand it down to the sense. So go ahead, grab a piece of paper, and follow this exercise. Again, this is the same exercise that I went through directly in my living room with my dad. We want to know the exact costs of our lifestyle. And once we know the exact costs of our lifestyle, we can then know the exact amount of passive income we want to generate, because we need more passive income than the costs of our lifestyle. If we can do that, then we're wealthy. And if we're going to generate some amount of passive income, we want to figure out the size of the portfolio that we would need in order to generate that passive income with a certain amount of risk involved. So if we want to say, for example, that we're going to build up some portfolio and we're going to take 5% out of that portfolio every single year, we're going to have to figure out, well, how much is 5%? Out of what is that 5%? That's what we're going to do. So here's how you do it, okay? First off, let's figure out your lifestyle costs. You're going to write down how much it would cost to fund the house, the living, the cars, everything that you'd actually like. These are real numbers for my father. My father has $1 million home, and that means it's about $5,000 a month to pay for the mortgage, which is about $60,000 going out every single year. Food and groceries and restaurants and things like that, he spends about $1,500 a month. I know that sounds like a lot, but he goes out to the restaurants all the time. He loves doing parties. He likes going out on vacations, spending money there. So that's fine. It's $18,000 a year. Write down the amount that you would want clothes for you and your whole family if you have kids growing up. If you want nice clothes, nice suits, anything like that. What about insurance plans? You're going to need an insurance plan, okay? Write in the amount of money that it will cost for you to cover your health, your life, death insurance, whatever, car insurance, whatever it might be. What about supporting his family? Well, my dad would be sending out about $5,000 every single month to the rest of his family back home in Puerto Rico. What about cars? Well, we're talking about nice cars, Porsches, Mercedes. That might be $1,500 a month, annually $18,000. And entertainment, again, this can be vacations. Maybe you don't vacation 1 month, but maybe the next month you take on a really huge vacation. You go traveling everywhere. You get the nicest hotels, whatever it might be. Make sure to budget that in. And lastly, health costs. Consider things like possible hospital visits, possible emergencies, upkeep and maintenance, things like that. Total for my dad, his amount needed was somewhere between $240,000 and $260,000. For all intents and purposes, we'll call it $250,000. So once we figure out the lifestyle costs that you have, we need to figure out the amount of passive income that you're going to need in order to fund that lifestyle. And in order to do that, we're going to take your lifestyle cost and we're going to divide that amount by 5%. You can see me using my iPhone calculator, right? You just take your lifestyle cost and you divide the lifestyle by 0.05. Or you could multiply your lifestyle cost by 20. Either way, you're going to get the same answer. The amount of money that you see there is now our goal portfolio. In my father's case, it was about $5 to $6 million. For all intents and purposes, we're going to call it $5.5 million. My dad needs a portfolio of $5.5 million built out over the next 10 years for him to retire. Now our task is figuring out how to build a portfolio worth $5.5 million over the next decade before my dad retires at age 74? And to answer that, we're going to look at it in the next video.